you're ready to get this first round started, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. If you're ready to get this first round started, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. Bull City, who y'all sitting up?
Group Beats.
They clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up.
Let's go forward.
Good work, good work.
Let's get it.
Rule number one.
We call this a Sunday in paradise, a haven for the hapless. A place ain't too high for your low, ain't too mighty for your weak. We ain't so saint that we scoff at your sins. Now around here, we save a seat for your faith right next to your forgiveness. Serve your flaws with grace stuck between our teeth. Cause ain't nothing pearly white about this kind of praise. This here be a dirt church, a back alley baptismal, a dusty road revival. We speak moonshine and miracle, 100-proof proverbs. Where we don't drink away the pain, we drink towards it. Libation for the legends it leaves on your skin reads like a roadmap back to your word. The bruises we use as landmarks that can lead us to the parts we lost. This Sunday in paradise, where we break bread with the stories of this body, quench thirst with the bloodshed that births blessings. Here, this slice of life is my experiences, broken for you, take it. So when you face your trials and tribulations, you will remember that you can overcome anything this world tries to do. Because the devil be busy, come to steal, kill, and destroy. But this place we congregate be a brick and mortar reminder that thieves don't rob empty houses. So this pen to the page. And these words on this stage be a foundation of fellowship and favor. Your voice is a revelation we have been waiting for. We call this a Sunday in paradise, a place to be inspired, uplifted, understood, and encouraged. An opportunity to learn, express, connect, and be recognized. And we serve these moments up to you on platters of promise that you ain't going through this alone. We on 2 fish and 5 loaves your faith today. You gon' get full around here. You gon' get fed around here. You gon' get high, get drunk. You gon' get love around here. And abundance of it. We knew you was coming. Slaved in the kitchen to prepare this. Made everything just right. Then around here is a prayer circle and a renewal of the spirit where you can rededicate yourself to the mirror image of glory you are. Can't we be honest here? Can't we share our hopes, fears, dreams, and struggles here? Ain't each story a blessing or a necessary evil? Ain't it sometimes both? Ain't each poem spoke a testimony? Ain't it right off the right place and right on time? This here Sunday in paradise, a sanctuary conceived by the sowing of seeds, where we dig into the earth of ourselves, uproot the weeds, bury the burdens, baptize them with our tears, and what grows here replenish the weary. It will feel the famished. We'll stick to the ribs and we warm a cold heart. See, what grows here is an endless supply of get free and a never let go that offers the best kind of release. So ain't no goodbyes here, cause here gonna be here when you get back. And come on. Here when I need you. And we ain't going too far to be gone that long. And it ain't no bye that good. Cause ain't no celebration like this. See, ain't no glory. Ain't no amen like this. Ain't no better knowing. Ain't no better feeling. Ain't no better way to be here right now than for you to be right here.
All right. Let's go, Bout. Yeah.
Out the gate.
Let's go. That's my big brother. Yeah.
I got 1, I got 2, I got 3, I got 4, I got 5 judges.
You're right.
From low to high, audience, let them know how you feel. From low to high, I got an 8.2.
Oh. Just put it on the floor.
I got a 9.3.
Okay.
A 9.3.
Okay.
A 9.5. And a Tennessee. That's not just score. Apple or Android?
Android. Like Google Pixel, sir.
Google Pixel. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars. Star Wars.
0 and 3 on the Star Trek.
Star Wars.
We drop the high, we drop the low. Add the 3 in the middle, we get
28.1.
28.1 for the boys. And not the score. Next up, Bout City. Who y'all sitting up?
To me,
So let's clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up.
Good work, good work.
You better stay there. I know you remember the first time you really felt your blackness. That moment when the world got a little dimmer and you realize the implications of what it means to be hated on a land that you must tend to be deemed at least 3/5 useful. And yet, compromising with the colonizers has only gotten us so far. Our community will reject liberation while still being caught up with the front of rags to riches. Colonialism and slavery are the most basic culprits. Yes, we were stripped of our wealth, but should we not be concerned more by the appropriation of our spirit? Are we not the descendants of pharaohs? Are there not statues made in our likeness? Knocking off a nose does not erase the person the image represents, and that they knew, so they created nooses. And don't America love to leave a nigga hanging? Sometimes they don't even need rope. Our own chains will suffice, like ice out to stand on the block. Don't that sound like an auction? Keep hitting that woke Jim Crow, you'll probably be a top pick, and ain't black culture always the topic of conversation. Like, do y'all really believe CPD when they let R. Kelly pipe in the streets of Chicago for decades? Like, y'all really validate the words of white men? Like, they're not the driving force behind everything we face today? Like, they didn't study us until they could replicate the culture and the absence of the people, until they could replicate the people and the absence of the culture. And here is where I must mention the most famous abortions, the Kardashians, who no black woman on earth envies. We just realize that they're the ones who've been keeping up with us all along. Always looking to us for the newest things to cash in, call fashion and repackage to the masses. Kris Jenner is the hardest working woman in Calabasas, turning the tribe of white women with a sprinkle of flavor and fake asses into public figures. How many more Kylies and Miley's will have to emerge for you to see that black is the blueprint? Miley had her 7 things, Ariana got her 7 rings, and y'all still aren't seeing the connection. What part of everybody wants to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be a nigga? Are y'all still not getting it? I'm disappointed that nigga isn't part of my vocabulary. We call it reclamation, but is that the right we should be fighting for? I'm irritated that our minds can hold generations worth of lyrics, but we'll forget the names of fallen black voices not long after they fade from the headlines. I'm angry that every few months I have an identity crisis. It is something to be considered that black people in America have no ethnicity. Why is black considered a race and an ethnic group? I hate that black people pay websites to tell them about their ancestry. I ain't know slave ships had trackers. I can stand here and take spice it up too. Tell you that you descend from the kingdom of Mansa Musa. Say that your great ever sat on thrones when it very well may be that they carried the pyramids on their backs. I hate that I have to keep mentioning slavery, but it was never abolished, just rebranded. I'm mad as hell that I still have to write black poems. What else is there left to say? Martin couldn't even dream hard enough to get you niggas to act right.
Judges, whenever you're ready, hold them up high.
Right, judges! Right, judges!
Just for a point of clarification, if we do this bathroom break, it'll be after the first 2 indies go. That will conclude the second rotation. Just a point of clarification. I have all 5 judges. Audience, let them know how you feel.
Yeah, we know what it is.
From low to high. I got a Tennessee. Just now, I was pretty goddamn good at math. But I'm still gonna drop the high and the low.
Carry the 1.
God damn it, that's a 30! First one of the night. If you're ready for the next poem, let me hear you clap 1 time. I said if you're ready for the next poem, let me hear you clap 3 times. Bull City, who y'all sitting up? Read! Then clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up.
Let's go, Breeze!
Let's go, boys.
Some word. Good word. It's on tomorrow. Hold it up.
colonized my inbox to white explain his version of unity to me. And with all the audacity and his caucasity, thought his ass was cool enough to be asking me, why is there a need for a Black History Month? I mean, it feels so divisive. Well, Chad, I understand your issue with this kind of exclusion. See, when the world usually revolves around you, it might be hard for you to understand why we would think our own space beautiful. You're probably tired. Scrubbing our blood off of your roots might be a tedious exercise, especially when whitewashing usually cleans your prints off of history pretty easily. I imagine it's being something hard for you to swallow without causing cotton mouth. How you had to have the digestive system of the Middle Classes to track down this kind of genocide without burping up the bones. But I see you as a starving soul, desperate for you to understand your kind of diet. How we don't really go down well with your white wines. It's why you always try to devour us in small and bland and appropriation rations. Dr. King speeches and sit-ins, Rosa Parks and peaceful protests. How these well-done versions cook out all the flavor in the meat because the rare truth be too bloody for you. And you didn't order that kind of ugly with your innocence, did you? See, but the taste of Gabriel's conspiracy, snowed on rebellion, smothered in a bed of Nat Turner's revolt is probably too spicy for you. Probably burns like June 1st, 1921, Black Wall Street going down, doesn't it? See, when your heritage shoved up the enslavement of an entire race about a month long of force-feeding you our triumphs despite unsettles your stomach. Probably smells like chitlins and failure. Probably tastes like Jim Crow, fried hard with a large helping of we shall overcome, sticking to your ribs like soul food. And I understand. You like your holidays with a dash of paganism and child rape. A sprinkle of smallpox and slaughter. I mean, I may just be drunk off these white wines, but I get it. The agony of trying to pick the prettiest parts of our history from between your teeth. The exhaustion of carrying around the kind of privilege that allows you to ask why we need a Black History Month, but not ask what the fuck we need a Columbus Day. I mean, it
Let's
must
go.
be hard.
Let's go.
This month of the year, we feast on ourselves, and all that leaves you left to eat is a plate full of your fucking ghost. But I know exactly what you need, Channing. You need to get the fuck out of my inbox.
Judges, when you're ready, hold them up high.
Looking at
Audience, this is your opportunity to let them know how you feel. Judges, I'm gonna read your scores from low to high. From low to high, I got a 9.8.
Just put it on the ground. It's fine.
Drop that shit.
Okay.
Because I got a 9.9, a 10, a 10, and a C. Give it up for the poet. Robin Thicke or John B? We gonna drop the high, we gonna drop the low. That gives us a score of 29.9 for the poet. Give it up for the If you're ready for the next poem, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. So if you're ready for your next poem, let me hear you say yeah. Yeah. Bull City, who y'all sitting up?
Poetic Say!
Then let's clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up, clap them all the way up.
Life has taught me that the sins we don't wash away as kids will haunt us as adults, so although I'm afraid to admit it, there are still moments from my childhood that I haven't healed from. At the right age of 26, I understand that patriarchal masculinity is an oversized coat we are given to as boys, only to spend our entire adulthood trying to fit into it. And as a boy, I was always taught to overcome my emotions. My father served 30 years of active duty, enlisted at the age of 18, and I remember growing up thinking that emotions are for the weak. They be an unnecessary factor in the math problem of life. Be crutches to this prideful walk of masculinity, and ain't shit wrong with these legs. I was taught that when your ankles break, you hop. And when your legs break, you crawl. But don't ever let people see your emotions in this house. Boys learn that real men ain't afraid to get their hands dirty. Taught to never alter their course because of the easier path that when life gives you lemons. You squeeze them with your bare hands until you drain every drop of hard work out of your body, and you complain about being exhausted or working too much. In the words of my father, you need a man to fuck up, but no one ever taught me that emotions are like storms. Have you ever tried to capture a storm? Seize control of a force that you never understood, unaware of your own inevitable self-destruction. See, I was never taught how to navigate these emotions. So to the woman of my past that I treated like good luck charms, apologies. For times I hid myself in your warmth just to escape the coldness of this world, a lost boy in the body of a man searching for an identity outside of himself. See, I had to learn to no longer desire for this masculine exterior to be a cocoon, a thickened coat, a house for my feelings to hide behind. Instead, these poems will serve as a kitchen fire that will spread to every room in this temple, and I will present these fathers to the alley, and from ashes to dust, a new man in his image will be reborn each day. I desire to be a man defined by what he can create instead of what he can destroy. A man capable of understanding that his body is not his greatest weapon, his mind is, yet I'm still haunted by the teachings of my father. My father taught me that masculinity is like a drunk person at a bar, often to rage, drunk off control, has a tendency to yell because it feels the needs to be heard, stumbles to tell mistakes only for them to spill all over the floor. And masculinity will tell someone else to clean up this mess, especially if that someone is their son, because real men ain't afraid to get their hands dirty, right?
Bull City. Judges, when you're ready. Now, I know most of y'all have home training. For those of you who do not, follow the ones that do, and make sure we clean up this space after we leave. We're getting close to that kick-out time, so I do want to make sure we have a clean exit as we make our way out of here. They've been gracious enough to give us this venue, so let's make sure we treat them right. Amen? Amen. Amen. I have 5 scores. We're going to read them from low to high. Audience, you're going to let them know how you feel about it. From low to high, I have a 9.3. Whoa. Drop that shit. Because then I have a 9.7. I have a 9.8. I have a 10. And Tennessee, it's not the score. We're going to drop the high, drop the low. Gives us a score of
29.5.
29.5 for the poet.